Beginning Sentence Diagramming Lesson 1. These videos are meant to go with the Sentence Diagramming Beginning book by Angela Carter. I will have a link in the description for you to purchase the book. This is what the book looks like when you go to buy it. So, remember, a simple sentence has a noun, which is the subject, and a verb, which is the predicate part of the sentence. Every sentence has two parts. It has the subject part, which is who or what the sentence is about, and it has the predicate part, which is the rest of the sentence, the action part, the telling part of the sentence. It tells us what happens. So remember that a noun is a person, place, thing, or idea. It can be a proper noun, like somebody's name, or it can just be an item. It can be an idea. It can be a dream. It can be an animal. The noun is a person, place, thing, or idea. And then the verb is the action part of the sentence. So the verb is the action. Now the first word of the sentence is always capitalized, even when we diagram it, which we will see in a few minutes. But no punctuation is used in the diagram. Normally when you write sentences, you put punctuation at the end, you'll put period, maybe in the middle you'll put a comma, question mark, an exclamation mark. We don't put any punctuation in the diagram. Okay, so our first sentence that we're going to diagram just has two words. We're going to do a subject, which is the noun, and we're going to do the verb. So we have in this sentence, dogs bark. Okay, it tells us what the dogs are doing. So it could technically be a complete sentence, even though you probably want more information to know what the dogs are barking about. But it's a complete sentence, dogs bark. Okay, so when we diagram it, the first word we put on the line is the noun, or the subject of the sentence. So in this case, the subject is dogs. And then the second word we put is the verb, which is the action part. So we have dogs bark, and this is how it should look when it's diagrammed. We have the horizontal line, and then we have the vertical line separating the subject from the verb, or the noun from the verb. Okay, let's do another sentence. Emma sews. Okay, so Emma is the noun or the subject of the sentence, and sews is the verb. So Emma sews. This is how it should look when we diagram it. We'll go ahead and do another one. Cows moo. So the noun of the sentence is cows. And then what they do, the verb, is moo. So this is what it should look when we diagram it. Cows moo. Now helping verbs are diagrammed with the main verb on the right side of the vertical line. Okay, some sentences have helping verbs to help the main action verb. Other sentences just have a helping verb. So here's some examples of helping verbs. The to be helping verbs are am, is, are, was, were, be, been, being. So if you have a sentence like, I am happy, am is the helping verb. It doesn't really seem like an action, but it's a verb, so we call it a helping verb. Okay, the to have helping verbs, we have, has, had, and having. And then the to do helping verbs are do, does, and did. Okay, let's do another sentence. This has helping verbs. Josh is running. Notice is the helping verb, but running is also an action verb. So these are both verbs. Is helping the action verb. So when we diagram it, we put Josh over here with the noun, and then we have is running. Is running, we put both the words over here in the verb part of the line. The subject can be a noun or a pronoun. So a pronoun would be a word we use in place of the noun, such as he, she, we, they. This isn't a complete list. There's lots of pronouns that we use. Usually we'll start a conversation with, if we're talking about a person or something, we'll start it with their name, and we don't keep saying their name. We use a pronoun. We'll call them they, or we'll call them she, depending on who we're talking about. So in this sentence, we walked. We is the pronoun. Okay, you probably introduced who we was earlier when you were talking. So we have we, the subject here, and then walked is the verb. If the subject has a two-word name, the whole name is diagrammed on the same line. Okay, so we have Mrs. Smith, and then we have bakes. Mrs. Smith is the subject. We put it on the first line. Mrs. Smith. Notice her name has two words. We diagram the whole thing up here on the line under the subject. Okay, here's another example. Aunt Jenny tripped. So Aunt Jenny goes up here on the main line because that's part of her name. In the sentence, that's part of her name. Now, is she called Aunt Jenny all the time? No, but in the sentence, that's her name.